Oh no, I'm really hungry and I need food. Good thing there's literally a massive supermarket right next to me with loads and loads of food in it. Oh no, I have never played this game before. How do I buy food? Good question, because you need to actually buy the food in order to have the food. Once you've eaten it, you won't have it anymore, so you'll need to buy more. You can't have your food and eat it, because if you've eaten it, then it's gone. So this is Jmart that we're using for our demonstration, because it's a massive shop with 1 million shops in. And so it's a good place to buy things, maybe food, for example. So first of all, how does money work? Type in the chat /cash money /money works, or /balance, or for short just /bal, or you can type in /bal top for how much money you can have. /bal and then somebody else's name, and there you go, that's how much money they have. It's more than me. Or /bal top, and it tells you how much money everybody has. There you go, that's simple. So that's just a list of people and how much money they have. You'd think that because I am on the server the most, I'd have the most money, but what I do on the server is not mostly making money. So yeah, I don't make any money from this, obviously. So now I have that much money. I have £12.66. I'm going to spend some real money on this tutorial. This is my real money I'm actually spending. It's it's really I'm spending, I'm putting real effort into making these tutorials by making it really real. So I'm going to buy some bread. So here, this sign, it says trade. That means you're trading with another player. And on the left side, it says how much it costs for you. So it's going to cost me 1p to get, on the third line, what I'm getting, which is 2 bread. So 1p for 2 bread. And in the sign right now is 0p. That just means that the person who owns the shop has collected the money since the last time somebody bought something. And inside the shop is 216 bread next to 2 bread. So there's 216 left before I can't buy any more bread because I've run out. So if I go over here, for example, it costs 25p for 64 bread, and somebody's put 25p in here already. So the shopkeeper could come and collect that money if they wanted. But we don't have to worry about that because we're not the shopkeeper. So if I right click on this sign, which is all you've got to do, if I left click on it, I shouldn't be able to break it, by the way, because you can't just steal from people's shops. That would be crazy. If I right click on it, I lose 1p and I get 2 bread. Done. And so that number's gone up by 1p, and that number has gone down by 2 bread. And I now have 2 bread, and I can eat it, and I can survive. So that's good. Now that should be the end of the video. So bye. Except it's not, because you can see there's time left in the video. So somebody left the door open in Jmart. Jen hates that. The normal door is an automatic door. I recommend you use that one. So if we go upstairs in Jmart, just for the other type of shop, so there's a bunch of other shops up here. So this is a great one. This is the one I recommend. You can buy kelp here. So if you wanna eat food, maybe instead of buying bread, you could buy kelp. It's really good, really cheap. 2p for 1 kelp. Okay, the price is actually outdated, and it should be much cheaper than that. You can buy concrete supplies. Maybe, just saying. I don't know who runs this shop. Obviously, it's great. This is the best shop in here. But I'm just saying, you could technically buy stuff from there. Sorry, just getting some lag, obviously. I'm going to admit, it's just my computer, but it does lag sometimes when you're using these shops with the floating items. So these items, you can't pick them up. Those are just like holograms to show you what's in these shops. And this shop sells color things, so that's why you have the floating hologram shops. But it's slightly more difficult to buy stuff from them, because you don't just right click to buy. If you right click, it gives you information about the shop. So for me, because I'm the owner, I have all this information or whatever. I have all this extra stuff that I can look at. But you won't get that. What you do with these is you left click, but don't hold down the left click, and it will ask you in chat like how many do you want to buy, and there are 65 of them, so I can say like I want to buy 1 or 2 or 64 of them or something. So I buy 1, but because I traded with my own shop, it doesn't cost money. So anyway, And with these shops, it's in a chest. That's the main difference. So you can put items in a chest instead of having to put them into the sign. So that might not make sense, and that's okay, it doesn't make sense, because I haven't got to the part yet where you make your own sign shop. So don't necessarily worry about these chest shops. They are a bit more complicated, but they have their own, you know, benefits. If I go upstairs, for example, something that you can't put into a sign because the name isn't right is like, there's some mystery soup over here. Some suspicious stew. Sorry, I said mystery soup, but I meant suspicious stew. And yeah, you can't sell that in a normal way with just sign shops. So you have to use a chest shop. That's why we have this chest shop plugin on the server. Same thing I think with maybe enchanted books. So here there's enchanted books in here. I shouldn't be able to open this because it's not my shop, but I'm in admin mode right now, so I can see there's Silk Touch books in here, which is what it says. That's where there's a sign, because you can't usually open the chest. I could left click on here and I could buy some enchanted books of Silk Touch, which I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. So how do I make my own sign shop? You know, I want to build a shop like well, here's an example. So here we are at a player-made shop. This is just maybe a better example. It looks a bit less official. You can see this is just somebody's base, and this is just a shop that they just opened, and they put some nice signs on it. And there's a railway station, so you can show up here, go in the shop, and just buy stuff from them if you want. Available now, all of these things. Here you go. And because anybody can make one, I just put one of my own signs in here without asking, and they can't remove it because you can't remove sign shops. So all you need to do to make a shop is just recreate what it says on here. So the only thing I've got in my inventory right now is this bread. So maybe I want to sell it. That would be dumb because I'm still obviously hungry. So why would I sell my only food? But I'm going to do it because it's just a demonstration. You just basically just write what's on there. So I put trade like this, and I put how much I want the bread to be sold for. So I'm asking you for £1,000 because you know, it's pretty valuable to me because I'm starving to death. So that's just how the economy works, you know. And then I'm going to say for 1 bread, and then I'm going to say how much bread do I want to put in there, :1, and then that's it. And I think it's a pretty simple system, but it's also pretty complicated system if you have not seen it before, because it doesn't tell you how to do it. So now I just press done, it just makes a sign, and there we go. And if I right click on it, because I own it, this is the tutorial for if you own the sign, I will now try and collect my £1,000, but nobody's bought the bread yet, so I can't collect £1,000 obviously, and probably nobody will. And same for this ender pearl sign. I put 2 ender pearls in there, as you can see, and for 1 ender pearl it's 50p, and nobody's bought any of those ender pearls because that's kind of a high price and nobody wants them. And if you're coming here, it's probably for something that Cat sells, not something that I sell. And I have a different ender pearl selling sign in a different place anyway that's better, so obviously nobody's bought any ender pearls, doesn't make sense. But now if I want my bread back, break the sign exactly as you'd expect it to work. You get the sign back and you get the bread back, and now you can eat it, because actually I'd rather have 1 piece of bread than £1,000 anyway, and nobody's going to buy that, so waste of time. So there you go. If you want to make a chest shop, you can make a chest shop kind of like this, where you like put a chest down, put something in it, like maybe signs, and then put a sign on it. Or do you, I think maybe you left click on the chest with the item that you want to sell. So if you do it with the bare hand, you can just break the chest. But then I say, you know, 1 sign is worth like 35p, like that. And then it automatically puts, you don't actually need a sign, unlike a sign shop, and it automatically puts it on here, and it will tell you automatically selling 15 oak signs for 35p each, and there's a little hologram. So that makes sense. That's pretty easy to do. Obviously you just left click on the thing, and then when you want the money, you can just, I think you actually don't have to come and collect the money, it might just give it to you. So it seems like it's better in every way. One big way that it's not better than is, oh yes, you can, if you right click on it and then click on the things, you can do stuff like take all the stuff out of the shop. Or you can click on this thing that changes the price, and change the price without having to type in a command or anything. Oh, that's not what I wanted. 0.36. The biggest problem with it maybe is that it's a bit messy and bigger, and also having a floating item hologram will slow down people's games. So mine, for example, partly because I'm recording right now, obviously, but also just in general, and I think it probably slows the server down just in general. But you're allowed to do it, obviously, go ahead. But I'm just saying, maybe it's easier to have shops that look like this, maybe with like an item frame instead of a floating item, or just put colors or something, or have them in sections with like a sign that says this is the section for like plant stuff, and then have a bunch of plant stuff. That might work better. And with this, same as the sign shop, you just break it. Other people shouldn't be able to break it, but you can break your own thing. Very good, very simple, not that complicated, and I think that's everything to do with money that you need to know. If somebody has less money than you, probably give them stuff for free. And if somebody has more money than you, you should probably expect them to buy stuff from you. Because it's not fun to have all the money in the world. And if you have no money, some people hit the bottom of the list, they just spent all their money, and they've got something to sell. It would probably be more fun to buy something from them so they have more money so that they can buy something from you later, obviously. Because if you don't give people money, then they're not going to have any, Ironically, it's not a game about trying to make as much money as you can. The money is just a tool for trading with people, which is what you really want to do. So you see, how much money did I have at the beginning of this? Rewind the video, didn't I have less money, more money? I shouldn't have made any money. So all I did was buy some bread. I should have less money. Anyway, not important. A man walks into a shop and he says, "Ow."